So here's a pretty deep question for you. Would Twitter and other social platforms be a more productive place if identity was required? I did a poll the other day on Twitter. 70% said yes, and about 30% said no, according to about 1,000 votes. Now, I also included in there that I have feelings both ways on this, and I'm honestly asking this question because, well, I'm curious how people feel and the pluses and minuses of anonymity versus required identity. So again, there's a lot of things here I don't know. That being said, I want to begin with some things that are observations I think I can see. And the first being that the people and accounts on social platforms who are most provocative, maybe controversial, maybe most vocal, maybe even most disruptive are often, not always, but often they remain anonymous. And by anonymous, we have to clarify this. I'm talking about a couple different layers and levels, right? Not just a name Billy. That doesn't mean that we know who you are. I'm talking about anonymous like no full name, no actual name, no actual photo, no even general idea of location. I don't need your address, but you're also not even going to tell me what continent you reside, or any personal background or information. And I'm not saying that you need all that to stereotype somebody and start a battle that way. I'm just saying if you don't even present anything about yourself, how should we take your message seriously? And in fact, we might take your message more seriously if you did associate some identity with it. Now, in terms of identity, I'm the opposite of anonymous. I use my real name. Yes, this is my real name. I use my photo. You can generally get a hold of me pretty quickly, and it's pretty clear what my background is, what I do, and generally who I am. There's not a lot of question about it. And on that note, relating this to something else, I kind of feel like the identity versus anonymity thing has a direct connection to sports media, which is a lot of times about hot takes, right? Opinions that catch your eye and that get people talking. Well, so many times it's the people with the hottest takes. They're the ones that never have to actually face the fire. You're way more likely to spout off on social media if you're not face to face with the people and topics you're talking about. If there's no guaranteed, almost no repercussions, you have so much more leverage, and maybe you'll use it. And tying that back to the whole question of anonymity and social media, I mean, you could kind of make this parallel. What if the world had an open stage, a podium, an open microphone? And I'm not going to ask the question, would we let anybody up there to talk? That's fine. And especially in this country, let anybody who wants to go up there and talk. But would you let an invisible person, doesn't exist, right? But would you let an invisible person go up there and try and move the crowd one way or another? Would you let them influence the group? Would you give them a platform? I don't know the answer to that. Because a lot of people apparently are moved by the things they see on social media. They are maybe sometimes even more easily influenced on social versus a personal conversation they would have with somebody they know. All of this, and I'm realizing I'm taking kind of one side here, brings me to the counterpoint of anonymity and social media, because sometimes there is the question, does being anonymous on a platform like Twitter, does it allow you to present things that are important? Does it allow you to bring them to light? Right? Is there a way that being the messenger in something and not having to be tied to it. If you have something that's a video or a photo that people need to see, if you have some information that the general public is greatly going to benefit from, and you don't want to be the person responsible for it, but you feel the moral responsibility to share it, is there a purpose for that? And I think the argument can be made that, yeah, why would you withhold it? Because you're so fearful of, again, repercussions if your identity is out there. And I realize some would also say, but yeah, if you had something and you didn't want to put it out, send it to a media outlet. Don't attach your name. Let them be the ones to broadcast it, publish it, share it. Okay, I'll go to a counterpoint of that. Yeah, but nothing spreads and is guaranteed to spread if it's important, like a viral video or a viral photo. So, going back to the beginning of this, a lot of people feel like social platforms would be a better place with identity. And maybe that would clear up a lot of issues, because I do feel like I use the word productive on purpose. Would platforms be a more productive place if identity was required? I'm not saying a better place, but Twitter is a noisy place, specifically Twitter. And I really won't get into YouTube or Reddit or Facebook or any other, maybe Instagram in certain ways. TikTok, we're not even at TikTok yet. It's not mature enough as a platform. But, well, in terms of maybe the commentary, I don't know, but maybe I'm missing that too. Twitter is a noisy place. Now, there is room for a lot of voices, as there should be. That's one of the great parts about it. But the question is, do we need all of the voices, even the ones from faces who are purposely trying to be invisible? Again, I'm asking all of this because I'm not sure, but I am sure that it's something important that we should be considering.